The morning of June 15, 2045, started like any other day on Earth. But by nightfall, humanity would face its greatest challenge yet. The first sign came when every screen on Earth, phones, computers, televisions, flickered and showed the same image: a tall, armored figure with 4 eyes and gray skin. The alien spoke in perfect English, its voice deep and commanding. "People of Earth, we are the Dominion. Your world now belongs to us. Submit, and you may live as our servants. Resist, and face extinction." In the United Nations Emergency Council meeting that followed, world leaders argued about how to respond. Some wanted to fight, others to surrender. But Robert Miller, the UN Secretary General, made the final call. Earth would not bow to threats. "We choose to stand," Miller announced in their reply message. "Earth is our home. We invite peaceful dialogue, but we will not surrender." The Dominion's response came 3 hours later, not in words, but in fire. Their ships appeared suddenly, breaking through the clouds above major cities. They were massive, each one bigger than an aircraft carrier, shaped like dark arrowheads. In New York, Tokyo, London, and dozens of other cities, the ships hung in the air like storm clouds. The first attack hit military bases. Beams of purple energy cut through steel and concrete like they were paper. Fighter jets scrambled to respond, but their missiles couldn't penetrate the alien ship shields. The best Earth's military could do was scratch their paint. General Paul Thompson watched from the Pentagon as reports flooded in. Tanks destroyed. Aircraft carriers sunk. Bunkers cracked open. The world's most powerful weapons looked like toys against the Dominion's technology. "We need something," he muttered, staring at the screens showing destruction worldwide. "Anything." That's when his secure phone rang. The caller ID showed only a single letter: A. "Sir," said the voice on the other end, "Project Atlas is ready." Thompson's eyes widened. Project Atlas, the military's best-kept secret. Even he only knew parts of it. A program to create super soldiers, hidden from the public and most of the government. He had thought it was years from completion. "How many?" he asked. 500, sir. All enhanced. Already." Thompson looked at the latest casualty reports. 30,000 military personnel dead in just 6 hours. Major cities being evacuated. The Dominion was advancing everywhere, and nothing could stop them. "Deploy them," he ordered. "Deploy them all." Meanwhile, in Denver, people ran from the alien ships appearing overhead. A young mother carried her child, trying to reach the underground shelters. She tripped and, looking up, saw one of the alien ships charging its weapons. But the shot never came. A sound like thunder split the air. Something fast, too fast to see clearly, shot upward from the ground. It hit the alien ship's side, and for the first time since the invasion began, a Dominion vessel's shield flickered and failed. More figures appeared, leaping impossible distances, carrying strange weapons. They wore black armor that seemed to absorb light, their helmets showing only a red visor where eyes should be. They moved faster than any human should, coordinating with perfect precision. The Atlas soldiers had joined the fight. One of them landed near the mother and child. The soldier's helmet retracted, showing a human face with glowing blue lines under the skin, signs of the enhancements that made them superhuman. "Get to the shelter," he said, helping them up. "We'll handle this." Above, the Dominion ship tried to retreat, but Atlas soldiers had already breached its hull, fighting their way inside. The alien crew, used to easy victories, found themselves facing something they didn't expect: humans who could match and exceed their strength and speed. Within an hour, the ship crashed in the Rocky Mountains, its crew either dead or captured. Similar reports came in from other cities. For the first time, the Dominion was losing. In their captured communications, the aliens sounded panicked. "These can't be the same humans," one message said. "What are these creatures? How can they be so strong?" The answer was simple: They had underestimated humanity. They thought they were attacking the weak, primitive species. Instead, they had awakened a giant and would soon learn why that was a terrible mistake. The war for Earth had truly begun, and humanity's super soldiers were just getting started. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a base that officially didn't exist, Colonel James Walker stood before 500 of the most advanced soldiers ever created. Each one was a miracle of science and human determination. 3 years ago, he said, walking along the rows of enhanced soldiers, you volunteered for a program that would change you forever. Today, you proved its worth. The soldiers stood at attention, their black armor showing signs of their first battle. Some had alien blood still dried on their suits. Through the clear visors of their helmets, Walker could see the faint blue glow of their enhancements, thin lines that traced their faces like glowing veins. Show them, Walker ordered. One soldier, Mark Stone, stepped forward. His helmet folded back into his armor, revealing a face that looked both human and somehow more. He picked up a steel beam meant for training, something that would normally need a crane to lift, and bent it with his bare hands. The aliens thought they were stronger than us, Walker continued. They were wrong. Each of you is now 10 times stronger than any human. You can run at 60 miles per hour. Your armor can take hits that would destroy a tank. But most importantly, you can think and adapt faster than any computer. On the massive screens behind him, videos played from their first battle in Denver. Atlas soldiers jumping 30 feet into the air, punching through alien armor, moving so fast they were almost invisible to normal cameras. But power isn't what makes you special, Walker said. It's your humanity. The aliens are strong, but they fight like machines. They don't adapt. They don't improvise. You do. In the medical wing nearby, doctors checked the soldiers' vital signs. The enhancing process had changed their bodies at the genetic level. Bones were now stronger than steel. Muscles could repair themselves in minutes. Even their brains had been enhanced, allowing them to process information at incredible speeds. Lisa Reed, the lead engineer, walked through the armory showing Walker the latest upgrades. We've reverse-engineered some of the alien tech from today's battle, she explained. Their weapons use a form of plasma energy. We can adapt our soldiers' armor to absorb it. How long? Walker asked. 24 hours. These folks learn faster than any humans in history. By tomorrow, they'll know how to use every alien weapon we captured. In the training area, soldiers practiced with their new abilities. They moved through obstacle courses at impossible speeds, communicated through their neural implants without speaking, and hit targets a mile away with perfect accuracy. Tom Wilson, nicknamed the Ghost, for his ability to seemingly vanish using his suit's stealth systems, demonstrated the new infiltration techniques they developed. His armor shifted colors, matching his surroundings until he was nearly invisible. Sir, a young communications officer rushed in. The Dominion is broadcasting again. The alien message played throughout the base. Their leader's voice shook with what sounded like fear. What are these creatures you've created? This is against all natural laws. Submit now, or we will be forced to use our most powerful weapons. Walker smiled. The aliens were scared. Good. He turned to his soldiers. They think we're monsters because we've made ourselves stronger. They don't understand that everything we did to protect our home. We didn't start this fight, but we're going to finish it. The soldiers cheered. Their voices echoed through the underground base, a sound of pure human determination. Tomorrow, Walker continued, we take the fight to them. They've attacked our cities, killed our people. Now they'll learn why humans are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. Not because we're stronger or faster, but because we never, ever give up. In the command center, maps showed alien positions around the world. The Dominion still held many cities, but they were pulling back, consolidating their forces. They were preparing for something big. But so was Atlas. As night fell over the mountain base, 500 super soldiers prepared for war. They checked their weapons, adjusted their armor, and remembered what they were fighting for. They weren't just soldiers anymore. They were humanity's best hope. And tomorrow, the real war would begin. The morning sky over Washington, D.C. burned red with alien fire. 6 Dominion warships hung over the city, their weapons turning the National Mall into glass. But this time, they weren't facing regular soldiers. Mark Stone led his team of Atlas soldiers across rooftops at incredible speed. Their black armor reflected the burning sky as they moved like shadows, preparing for humanity's first real counterattack. All teams in position. Mark's voice came through the neural network connecting all Atlas soldiers. He could feel his teammates' thoughts, their readiness for battle. The aliens had grown careless after weeks of easy victories. They didn't expect any real resistance. They definitely didn't expect what was about to happen. "Begin Operation Thunderbolt," Mark ordered. 50 Atlas soldiers jumped from different buildings at once. They soared through the air, their enhanced muscles and advanced armor letting them leap impossible distances. The aliens didn't spot them until it was too late. The first warship's shields flickered as 20 soldiers landed on its hull. Their armored fists punched through the metal like it was paper. Tom the Ghost, Wilson disappeared into the ship through one of the holes, his armor changing color to match the alien metal. "Their shields only work against energy weapons," Tom reported through the neural link. They never expected anyone to actually punch their way in. Inside the ship, alien crews panicked. Their internal cameras showed humans moving faster than their targeting systems could track. The Atlas soldiers were everywhere at once, tearing through doors, crushing alien weapons with their bare hands. One alien commander, 7 feet tall and covered in natural armor, faced Mark in the ship's bridge. "What are you?" It growled in its language, which the Atlas soldier's neural implants translated instantly. Mark's answer was simple. His enhanced muscles let him move faster than the alien could see. One punch sent the commander through a wall. "We're human," he said, though the alien was too unconscious to hear. Outside, the other warships tried to help their trapped comrade. But Atlas teams were already attacking them too. Lysa Reed's upgrades worked perfectly. Their armor absorbed the alien plasma shots, using the energy to power their jumps and strikes. "Ship 1 secured," Tom reported, accessing their control systems now. The first warship's weapons turned on its allies. Alien plasma fire cut through alien shields. 2 more ships fell from the sky, carefully aimed crashes landing them in the Potomac River to minimize damage to the city. The remaining ships tried to retreat, but Atlas soldiers had already sabotaged their engines. They didn't get far. In just 40 minutes, 6 of the Dominion's most powerful warships had been defeated. The aliens' panic transmissions filled the airwaves. "They're too fast. Our weapons don't stop them. They fight like demons. Retreat. Retreat." Mark stood on top of the captured warship, looking at the burning city. Already, regular military forces were moving in to secure the area. Citizens emerged from bunkers to see their invaders' mighty ships brought low by human hands. "Command," he reported, "Washington, D.C. is secured. Atlas unit ready for next target." In their hidden base, Colonel Walker watched the battle recordings with pride. The aliens had superior technology, but they didn't have the human spirit. They didn't have the will to adapt, to overcome, to do whatever it took to win. "Send the message," he ordered. All across Earth, on every working screen and radio, the same words appeared in every language. "You came to our world thinking we were weak. You thought your technology made you gods. Now you know better. Run. Hide. It won't matter. The Atlas unit is coming for you all." The effect was immediate. Dominion forces began pulling back from cities worldwide. Their confident invasion turned into a scrambling retreat. For the first time, the aliens knew fear. In the ruins of Washington, Mark watched alien ships fleeing across the horizon. His enhanced vision could see them breaking atmosphere, running back to space. But space wouldn't save them. Humanity had spent 3 weeks learning, adapting, and capturing alien technology. The Atlas unit had mastered their weapons, their ships, their tactics. The real war was just beginning. And now, the hunters would become the hunted. The ruins of London burned under a gray sky as Lisa Reed studied the captured alien technology in a makeshift lab. Around her, Atlas soldiers brought in more alien weapons and equipment from their latest victories. Her enhanced mind processed the alien designs faster than any normal human could. "Look at this," she said to Mark Stone, holding up what looked like a small purple crystal. "Their weapons don't use bullets or explosives. They use these energy crystals, and we can make them better." Mark watched as she connected the crystal to a modified Atlas armor suit. The black metal immediately began to glow with purple lines, similar to the blue enhancement lines on their skin. "Now punch that wall," she ordered. Mark did. His fist not only went through the concrete, but released a blast of purple energy that vaporized everything in a 10-foot radius. "We're not just copying their technology anymore," Lisa smiled. "We're improving it." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the base. "Multiple enemy ships entering atmosphere," a voice announced. "These are different, bigger." Through their neural network, all Atlas soldiers received the same images. 20 massive ships, each 3 times larger than the previous Dominion vessels, descended from the clouds. They were black instead of silver, covered in spikes and heavy weapons. "Those are Harbinger ships," Lisa said, reading the data from captured alien computers. "They're elite warriors. They've never been defeated." Mark's voice echoed through the neural net. "Until today." 500 Atlas soldiers mobilized across London. Their new armor glowed with combined human and alien technology. They moved even faster now, jumped even higher. More importantly, they had spent weeks practicing with their new abilities. The Harbinger ships launched their warriors. 12-foot-tall aliens in black armor similar to Atlas suits. They carried energy weapons bigger than a human car. "They sent their best to fight us." Walker's voice came through the neural link. "Show them their best isn't good enough." The battle that followed would be talked about for generations. Atlas soldiers used their smaller size and superior speed to run circles around the massive Harbingers. Where the alien elites tried to use brute force, the humans used strategy and teamwork. Tom, the Ghost Wilson, demonstrated why he earned his nickname. He turned nearly invisible, appearing only to strike critical points on the Harbinger armor before vanishing again. His example taught others to do the same. "They're not adapting." Lisa observed through the network. "They're fighting the same way they always have." She was right. The Harbingers were powerful, but they fought like machines following a program. The Atlas soldiers fought like humans, creative, unpredictable, always learning and changing tactics. Mark faced the Harbinger leader in the center of London. The alien warrior stood twice his height, its armor crackling with energy. "Your kind was meant to serve," the Harbinger's voice boomed, "not to challenge your betters." Mark's response was to activate his new hybrid weapons. Purple energy covered his armor as he moved faster than even the elite alien could track. The fight lasted less than a minute. As the Harbinger leader fell, Mark used its own communication system to broadcast to all alien forces. "We were meant to survive, to adapt, to overcome. You attacked our world thinking we were primitive. Now learn why that was your biggest mistake." The remaining Harbingers tried to retreat, but Atlas soldiers had already captured half their ships, learning to pilot them in minutes thanks to their enhanced minds and neural interfaces. By sunset, London was littered with the broken remains of the Dominion's elite forces. Not a single Atlas soldier had been lost. Lisa stood in her lab, surrounded by new alien technology to study. "They thought sending their best warriors would scare us," she said. "Instead, they just gave us better weapons to use against them." Mark looked at the captured Harbinger ships. "Send the word to all Atlas teams," he ordered. "Phase 2 begins now. We're taking the fight to their space." Across Earth, Citizens emerged from shelters to watch Atlas soldiers walking through cities, their armor now bearing the marks of both human engineering and alien technology. The message was clear. Humanity hadn't just survived the alien attack. They had evolved because of it. And the Dominion's worst nightmare was just beginning. The captured Harbinger ship moved silently through space, its black hull hiding among the stars. Inside, Mark Stone and his Atlas team prepared for their first off-world mission. Earth was no longer their only battlefield. Approaching Dominion forward base on Mars, Tom, the Ghost Wilson, reported from the pilot's seat, his enhanced mind connected directly with the alien ship's controls. They still think we're their elite forces returning from Earth. Through the ship's windows, they saw the Dominion's Mars base, a massive structure of metal and crystal, built in secret before the invasion of Earth. Hundreds of ships docked there, preparing for what the aliens had thought would be their final attack on humanity. They had no idea what was coming. Remember, Mark's voice echoed through the neural network connecting all Atlas soldiers. We're not just fighting for Earth anymore. We're showing them that humans don't just survive. We take the fight back to our enemies. The plan was simple but bold. While Mark's team attacked the Mars base, other Atlas units were hitting Dominion positions across the solar system. Thanks to Lisa's improvements to their armor, they could now survive in space without ships. Docking now, Tom announced. They're sending a welcoming party. The Dominion guards at the airlock expected to see their returning Harbinger warriors. Instead, they found empty armor suits, moments before Atlas soldiers decloaked behind them. The fight was swift and silent. Main control room secured, Mark reported. Tom, start the broadcast. Across every screen and communication channel in the Mars base, video feeds began playing. They showed Atlas soldiers devastating Dominion forces on Earth, defeating their elite Harbingers, and turning their own technology against them. Panic spread through the alien base. Some tried to fight. Others ran for their ships. None escaped. Atlas soldiers moved through the station like shadows, their hybrid armor now capable of things even the Dominion hadn't thought possible. They could phase through walls, create energy shields, and match any alien weapon they encountered. They're sending distress calls to their homeworld. Lisa Reed's voice came through the neural net from her lab on Earth. Good. Let them know what's coming. In space around the base, more Atlas teams arrived in captured ships. Some rode on the outside of the vessels, their enhanced bodies and improved armor letting them survive the vacuum. The sight of humans flying through space without ships sent more aliens into panic. Base commander located, Tom reported, appearing next to a massive alien in ornate armor. The alien tried to fight, but against Tom's speed and ghost-like abilities, it had no chance. Mark accessed the base's communication system, broadcasting to every Dominion outpost and ship in the solar system. Your invasion of Earth taught us something important. You showed us we were stronger than we knew. Now we're going to show you just how strong humans can become. The effect was immediate. Dominion ships began jumping away from the solar system, abandoning their positions. Their mighty invasion force turned into a retreating mob. But they wouldn't escape so easily. Lisa's voice came through again. The base's computers have their jump coordinates. We know where their homeworld is. Mark looked at the star map showing the Dominion's empire. It was vast, but now it didn't seem so intimidating. Send the coordinates to all Atlas teams. The real war starts now. As his team secured the Mars base, reports came in from across the solar system. Atlas units had captured every major Dominion position. Their improved abilities and mastery of alien technology had turned them into something the aliens had never expected, an enemy that could beat them at their own game. In the base's main hall, Mark planted Earth's flag. Around him, Atlas soldiers prepared captured ships for the next phase. They had trained to defend Earth, but now they would do much more. They would take the fight across the stars. All teams, Mark announced through the neural net, prepare for deep space operations. We're taking the war to their doorstep. The The Dominion had wanted to make humanity serve. Instead, they had forced humanity to evolve. Now they would face the consequences of their mistake. The hunt was on. 3 weeks after taking Mars, the Atlas fleet dropped out of hyperspace near the Dominion's home system. 50 captured warships, each now piloted by enhanced humans, emerged from the starlit darkness. Their black hulls gleamed with both alien tech and human improvements. "Look at that," Tom whispered from his position on the bridge. The Dominion homeworld was massive, 3 times the size of Earth, surrounded by rings of warships and space stations. This was the heart of their empire, the place they had thought no enemy would ever reach. They were wrong. New signal detected. Lisa's voice came through the neural network. She was still on Earth, but connected to all Atlas units through their enhanced systems. Multiple ships approaching, different designs than we've seen before. The new ships looked like giant silver spears, each one bigger than anything in the Atlas fleet. On their sides, glowing symbols showed their elite status. These were the personal ships of the Dominion's ruling council. A transmission came through. "Humans, you dare to enter the sacred space of the Dominion. Your primitiveness knows no bounds." Mark stood on his command ship's bridge, watching the enemy fleet grow larger. "Send our reply," he ordered. Across every Dominion channel, screens lit up with images from Earth, not of the battles or destruction, but of human history, cave paintings, the first wheel, the printing press, cars, planes, computers, each invention showing how quickly humans could advance. "You call us primitive," Mark's voice followed the images, "but in 3 months we took your best technology and made it better. Imagine what we'll do in a year, or 10. Still think we're primitive." The Dominion ships opened fire, but the Atlas fleet was ready. Their improved shields, based on Lisa's understanding of alien tech, absorbed the attacks. Human-modified weapons fired back, their accuracy enhanced by neural-linked targeting systems. "All teams, execute attack pattern Delta," Mark commanded through the neural net. Atlas soldiers in spacesuits launched from their ships, using personal jump drives to teleport between enemy vessels. Their improved armor let them phase through hull plating, appearing inside enemy ships like ghosts. The Dominion crews panicked. They had never fought an enemy who could ignore their shields, who could appear anywhere, who moved faster than their targeting systems could track. Tom led a team directly to the largest command ship. Their neural implants let them understand and speak all Dominion languages now. "Your choices are simple," he told the alien crew. "Surrender, or see how creative humans can be in a fight." Most chose to surrender. On the command ship's bridge, Mark received an urgent message from Earth. "Multiple signals detected," Colonel Walker reported. "Other nations are launching their own enhanced soldier programs. The Chinese, Russians, Europeans, they all had secret projects like Atlas. They're joining the fight." Mark smiled. Of course, other countries had similar programs. Humans were always preparing, always adapting. The Dominion's ruling council, watching their mighty defense fleet fall to human warriors, finally understood their mistake. They had thought technology made them superior, but humans didn't just use technology. They improved it, adapted it, evolved with it. "Look," Tom called out, pointing through the bridge window. New ships were appearing, hundreds of them, carrying enhanced soldiers from every nation on Earth. Different programs, different methods, but all human, all fighting together. The Dominion Council sent another message. "What do you want?" Mark's answer was simple. "Peace, but on our terms, and you'll never threaten Earth again." As the combined human fleets surrounded the Dominion homeworld, Mark thought about how far they had come. From defending Earth to conquering space, from learning alien technology to mastering it. "All ships, hold position," he ordered. "Let them see our full strength." The sight was impressive. Hundreds of ships, carrying thousands of enhanced humans from every nation, all united in defending their home and proving humanity's worth among the stars. The Dominion Council's next message was just one word: how. Simple, Mark replied. You tried to make us serve. Instead, you made us stronger. Remember that next time you think about attacking primitive species. The war wasn't over yet, but looking at the massive human fleet around him, Mark knew how it would end. Humanity wasn't just surviving anymore. They were leading. The Great Hall of the Dominion's Central Station hung in space above their homeworld, its crystal walls showing the gathered fleets of two civilizations, the Dominion's remaining forces and humanity's combined armada. Inside, history was about to change forever. Mark Stone led the Atlas delegation, walking confidently through alien corridors that had never seen human footsteps before. Behind him came representatives from Earth's other super soldier programs, Russian Storm Guards, Chinese Dragon Force, European Thunder Units, and more. Welcome to the heart of our empire, the Dominion High Commander spoke, its 4 eyes glowing with barely contained rage. Though you force this meeting, know that we still rule 1,000 worlds. Mark smiled beneath his helmet. The alien leader didn't understand yet. Show them, he ordered through the neural network. Tom the Ghost Wilson appeared suddenly beside the Dominion's throne, having bypassed all their security. More enhanced humans phased through walls or decloaked around the room. The message was clear. Nowhere was safe from them anymore. 3 months, Mark said, his voice carrying through the vast chamber. That's how long it took us to go from defending our cities to standing in your throne room. Imagine what we'll do in a year. Lisa Reed's voice came through their neural link, sending the data now. On the massive screens around the hall, information began to play. It showed how humans had not just copied alien technology, but improved it. Better shields, stronger weapons, faster ships, things the Dominion's best scientists hadn't even thought possible. Impossible, one alien council member whispered. No species has ever. That's your problem, Mark interrupted. You think there are limits. Humans, we see limits as challenges. Your invasion didn't weaken us. It made us evolve. The High Commander stood, towering over the human delegates. And now you will destroy us. Take revenge. No. Mark's answer surprised the aliens. We're here to offer peace, real peace, because we learned something while defending Earth. The galaxy's too big for endless wars. He waved his hand, and the screen showed new images. Planets the Atlas teams had discovered during their counterattack. Some had signs of life, of civilizations the Dominion had destroyed or enslaved. Here's our terms, Mark continued. First, you free every world you've conquered. Second, you share your technology with all spacefaring races. Third, Earth takes a seat on a new galactic council, as equals, not servants. Or, the High Commander growled. Tom appeared again, this time holding data crystals he'd taken from the station's most secure vault. Or we share the truth about your empire with every world you've conquered. Show them how we beat you. Teach them what we've learned. The alien leaders looked at each other, their confidence shattered. They had spent thousands of years building their empire, believing their technology made them invincible. Now humans had proven that technology wasn't enough. You needed the will to adapt, to improve, to overcome. There is another option. A new voice spoke. Colonel Walker entered the hall, leading more Earth delegates. Work with us. Learn from us, as we learned from you. Together, we could explore the galaxy instead of fighting over it. The High Commander was quiet for a long moment. Finally, it asked, why offer peace when you could destroy us? Mark's answer was simple. Because that's what makes us human. We can fight better than anyone when we must, but we'd rather build than destroy. The peace treaty was signed within hours. As news spread across the galaxy, other races that had suffered under the Dominion's rule began reaching out to Earth. They wanted to learn how humans had done the impossible. Back on their command ship, Mark watched the combined fleet preparing to return home. Think they'll keep the peace? He asked Tom. They'd better, Tom replied. They know what'll happen if they don't. Lisa's voice came through their neural link one last time. The real work starts now. Other threats might be out there in the galaxy. Bigger ones. Mark nodded, looking at the stars. Earth was different now. Humanity had changed. They weren't just one more species in the galaxy anymore. They were the ones who had done the impossible. The ones who turned invasion into opportunity. The ones who proved that the human spirit was the greatest force in the universe. And if new threats came, they would be ready. After all, that's what humans do best. They adapt, they overcome, and they never stop improving. The end.